Hello, Psychopathic One here. I'm here to review. I'm gonna do this in two parts. Actually, it's gonna be about 6 parts. Um, um, but I'll put 2 parts in today and then 2 parts in tomorrow. Right now, I am going to talk about the Guinea Pig films. And the reason I'm doing this in parts is because I'm going to do 2 movies each. So there will be 3 parts total. Because there's 6 movies. I'm not going to count the bonus stuff because that's for a list all its own. But the Guinea Pig movies, you can consider them to be the first torture films. And I'm usually not into torture films, but the way they handled this was pretty well done. The first one's just called Guinea Pig, but on here it shows it as Devil's Experiment. And if you wonder, this does have all 8 things on it, all the bonus features. And this is part of the Unearthed Films collection. But the problem with it is the collection that I originally wanted to get was over $200. And that's money I didn't have, so I found it on iOffer for a good price. And I normally don't shop on iOffer, but my girlfriend's dad helped me out. So, yeah. Anyways, to start off with the Devil's Experiment. AKA Guinea Pig 1. It starts off with this woman inside a net. Like she's just swirling around in a net, spinning. And then we cut to pretty much a flashback. It's meant to be like a snuff film, so it's got a little bit of that grainy quality to it. It's a lot better than I forget what those films are called. The August Underground films. I think these are better than the August Underground films because they're more like realistic with what the person is like. Like I highly doubt a serial killer would be spouting off profanity like crazy, but the killers don't spout profanity like crazy in this. And it's all in Japanese, so you get subtitles. If you're not into that kind of stuff, then I don't really know what to say, but I hate how my room is always so dark, even with the sun out. This is probably the best I can do, but we get each of the listings of tortures that she's going to go through, and I think she goes through like 8 different tortures. The first one is punch or smack. Pretty much they punch her and they keep on no, it's called slap. They slap her repeatedly, like they put their hand in salt and water, first water then salt, so salt can stick to their hands, and they just smack this poor woman. And then it goes, I'm not going to list off all of them, but the ones that stuck out to me, like disorientation. That one really stuck out to me because, like, I remember as a kid I'd always spin around in the chair, but then I'd get disoriented and I'd just have a blast. But for some reason they consider this a torture, and I'm just like, okay. But then again, I can see how it can be a torture because what they do is they keep on making her drink a bunch of alcohol, like they force alcohol into her mouth because they're trying to get her to puke, and she ends up puking on the man's shoes. There's 2 men, and the other one that stuck out was fingernail or nail, I think is what it was called. they take a plier and just pull out one of her fingernails, and it looks real too. Like, the gore in this looks pretty realistic. So you got that, and then we get to the final part, and this is the most iconic part of the first movie. It's called a needle, and what they do is they put a needle right through her eye, like not just from the front, but like right here, and then it comes out of her eyeball, and you just see just a whole bunch of blood just flowing, and then it cuts to the beginning of the film where she's hanging up in the net. So that's Guinea Pig 1. And I don't know if I should rate these movies or not because they're so short. Each one's only about 45 minutes. But then we get to the most famous one, Flower of Flesh and Blood. And these films are out of order on each of the discs. Like, you got part 1 with part 5, Android of Notre Dame, which they call part 2 for some reason. You got Guinea Pig, Flower, Flesh, and Blood with the making of, so that's got its own little feature. 3 and 6 are together, so you got He Never Dies, part 3, and then you got Mermaid in a Manhole, which is part 6. And then the last disc is part 4, which is Devil Doctor Woman, and then you got the Guinea Pig's Greatest Cuts, which is just a gore reel. Pretty creative gore reel too. Like, they got gore from every one of the movies in it. That's why I'm trying to think if I should put those in their own separate video for a different time. But anyways, Guinea Pig, Flower, Flesh, and Blood. This one's the most famous. Because, like, of all the celebrity gossip and everything. I won't say the celebrity's name because it's been said to death. But this film, the gore quality has improved, but at the same time it is kind of a downgrade because you can tell what's fake and everything. So it's about this killer, one killer this time, and he's recording the torture and disembowelment of this woman, and he's adding her to a collection of bodies. So first we get the hands. He cuts off the poor woman's hands, and then he cuts off the woman's arms, and it's done through colors. Like, I think the first one is red, so he cuts off the hands. The second part is yellow, so he cuts off the arms, and then the legs are part of the yellow too. I don't remember the colors properly, but he cuts off the legs and the arms, but first he cuts off the hands, and then he cuts off the feet. And I'm just like, ew, this is gross. This is grody, man. Like, this is on some next level type of gore stuff. The gore effects look great, but they don't look real like the first one. But the making of this shows how they did all the gore. They used all silicone in these movies, and props to them. And, like, when the woman has her arms cut off, like, you just see her shoulders just moving, like, as if she'd be moving her arms, but she's just moving her shoulders back and forth. But then the last part is I think the last part is actually red. Necklace. So you can guess what's going to come off next. Her head just gets chopped, and realistically, like, the head would just fall, but it just launches off the body, and so it just splatters against the wall. The blood splatters, and then he looks at the head and just starts pretty much kissing it, and then he cuts out the eye with a spoon and starts suckling on the eyeball. And I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, that's gross. But like I said, these movies are really short. They're more about the gore than they are about anything else, except for the last two, Android of Notre Dame and Mermaid in a Manhole, which Mermaid in a Manhole is my favorite one, spoiler alert. Those ones I'll give reviews to because those have more of a plot to them. But if I was to rate these two movies out of gore, the first one I'd give a solid 10 out of 10. And the second one I'd give about an 8 out of 10 because it's unrealistic with the gore, but still gory for what they're shooting for. But these films are not for the faint of heart. So anyways, that's my review over the first two Guinea Pig movies, not Flower, Flesh and Blood, Guinea Pig, aka Guinea Pig Devil's Experiment, and Guinea Pig, Flower, Flesh and Blood. I'll try to review the American guinea pigs next year. It all depends on when I get them, though, next year. Because I'm going to get them one at a time. I'm not going to get them in, like, a bundle sort of thing. So, anyways, Flower, Flesh and Blood, like I said, I'll give that one an 8 out of 10. So, anyways, this has been Psychopathic One doing the Unearthing the Gore Unearthed Films Halloween Edition reviews. So, anyways, catch you later. Bye.